Welcome back to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Kingdom Hearts. In the last episode, we went around to previous worlds we'd already visited, and got some White Trinities, which gave us lots of power-ups and, I think also an AP up. Or maybe we got that earlier. Anyway, now our stats are a lot higher than they were before, so we are definitely set to take on Hollow Bastion, and anything can throw at us. And it's going to throw a lot tougher Heartless at you than it has before. I think you've already seen most of them that appeared during the thing where we went by with Beast, but we weren't able to really fight them ourselves, per se. The Heartless aren't going to appear for a little while just yet. There's another puzzle to be had. First you have to break those two things next to that statue to get this water fountain to cough up a little piece, a little jigsaw piece. If that isn't obvious, then just examine the statue. It'll tell you to break the pots next to it. The statues around here will tell you to do different tasks. This one wants us to use a red trinity on it to knock it over. Also, it has a world government symbol on it, which is kind of strange. It lets loose another jigsaw piece, so that's 2 jigsaw pieces. I'm also lighting these candles right here by the beast heads, or whatever these are, because that's going to give us another jigsaw piece. I'm not sure if that's what they're really called. This one, this statue, the little thing on top of it tells you to push it. It opens up a treasure chest down there with a 3rd jigsaw piece. And I believe once we light all of these, we'll have our 4th. And there are 4 jigsaw pieces in all. Also, if you start running out of magic for some kind of reason, and yeah, apparently, right, thunder on that opens up a way to get to the central platform. Though I'm betting we could have actually just... Maybe we did need to open up the central platform. But yeah, if you want more magic, and you're running low on it because you're using thunder and fire and all that stuff you need to use, just attack the beast heads and they'll give you those little MP restoring bubbles. Alright, so that's the first jigsaw piece up there, the second one down here, the 3rd one's in the fountain that we got from before, which we actually kind of activated first. And the 4th one is in a treasure chest, right here. We have all 4 of the emblem pieces. The puzzle is solved. Now take all 4 emblem pieces, bring them through here, and fit them all into the seal on the door. One by one, making a very beautiful little pattern. And that just about does it. It's going to open the way forwards, and I believe we're going to have a cutscene now as well. So, as usual, I'm not going to talk during it.
Why? It was mine.
Know this. The heart that is strong and true shall win the Keyblade.
What? You're saying my heart's weaker than his?
For that instant it was. However, you can become stronger. You showed no fear in stepping through the door to darkness. It held no terror for you. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
What should I do?
It's really quite simple. Open yourself to the darkness. That is all. Let your heart, your being, become darkness itself.
Anyone remember that voice or that guy? Neither do I. Okay, just for the reference, he appeared in like the 4th or 3rd episode, I forget, for a very brief moment, and he just appeared again now. Clearly he has some significance. Anyway, we're now facing off against the Heartless, which have started appearing all throughout Hollow Bastion. That right there was one of those defenders that the Beast fought earlier. That's a new Heartless too, right there, Wizard. These are like those little mages from before, but they are a lot more dangerous. I think so anyway. Even if they're not more dangerous, they're certainly a lot more annoying, because they can take more hits, they warp around, so they're tougher to hit, and they cast very annoying spells, some of them which actually give them this little invincibility thing. Once that comes up, I'll show you. It's just obnoxious. Anyway, whole strategy for fighting Dark Balls. Their movements are kind of erratic. You have to expect for them to just lash out at you, or bite from across the room at you. If you see one that's far away, don't expect it to remain there for very long, because they kind of just home in on you very quickly and immediately. They're somewhat unnerving enemies. Fortunately, they're really quite weak. For defenders, you can, of course, because of the shield, there's no way you're going to be hurting them if you're just hitting them with melee attacks from the front. Gravity is also very effective against them, against defenders, just for bringing their HP down with a large chunk at a time, but you can't kill them outright with it. You have to finish them off with some kind of combo. Either that or you're going to be wasting a lot of magic. And another new Heartless introduced is the, I think, Wyvern, if that's how they're pronounced. That's how the name's written anyway. They're these dragons. They're actually not all that powerful. You just saw me dispatch a ton of them. Though part of the reason that I'm having such an easy time is because I did pick the sword. I have been giving Sora all the power-ups that we've ran across. So he's really quite ready for Hollow Bastion. He's just plowing through these enemies without even the need of the beast, actually. If you haven't been leveling up properly, though, Hollow Bastion can pose a problem. Unless you really do plan on running away from all the enemies you meet. In which case, you're going to have a harder time against the bosses. So, what can I say? Unless you're either magically or offensively prepared for Hollow Bastion, prepare for a world of hurt. You don't necessarily need defense the most here. It's probably, overall in the game, the most useless stat to have. Just for your information. I would not pick the shield over anything else. That's just a very foolish choice, in my opinion. That seems like a horrible way to play through the game. And also just not fun. So now that we're in the main lift stop that 4-way jigsaw puzzle seal blocked off earlier, we can take a few different passages using those warping crystal elevator things. The first of which brings us down to a lower level, actually connected to the waterways that we explored with Beast earlier. Though we are just one floor above right now. Hollow Bastion is big. There is no map for it, so we're just going to have to go by appearances only. The lower levels of Hollow Bastion look kind of like this, kind of like a dark train station, like pull out of the Matrix or something. And then the higher floors are a bit more elegant. The whole place kind of has, as you've noted by now, this steampunk theme, which combines old and new, with a kind of antiquated castle setting, along with giant pipes and machinery, clockwork and gears and steam, and, you know, stuff like that. It's all pretty cool, really. It's a very aesthetically pleasing locale, and it's a lot of people's favorite level. I don't know if it's mine, because, well, I did actually mention, I think, somewhere on one of my other videos what my favorite world is from this game. But I don't think that I should disclose that right now. Once the time comes, we'll talk about what's relevant. I tend to not talk about things when they're, like, actually relevant, and then vice versa. That's one habit I have to work on. So we're just plying through these evil black mushroom troubles, or whatever they are here. I really despise them. For once, we actually defeated all 3 of them without them getting off that stone invisibility technique, which I really hate. And so that's what was in the Trinity from before that we couldn't activate. We were in this room earlier with a beast. This is the one with those chests that we can't open because they're filled with useless float G. So if we really wanted to, we could go back into the waterways down there right now and check out other things, but there's really nothing else down there of interest, I think. So, rather, we're going to ascend back up to the lift stop. This is going to actually take us to a different area of the lift stop than we were before. It does get kind of confusing, but the whole point is it just leads you to this little crystal there that releases mithril, and that's all there is. So back down into the subway-looking area nearby the waterway, we're going to take the same exit that we used to get in here in the first place, and return to the lift stop that we know and love. Take the lift stop back up from the lower floor, back to where we were, right where we walked out with the jigsaw seal. It's tough to keep track of all these warps and stuff, but I've actually flawlessly told you exactly the path that we've taken. So you can thank me for that. Whoa! Oh man, that defender came out of nowhere. Once again, these guys being absolutely annoying, especially in small places. They're kind of like the token large Heartless of the world, I suppose you could say. Sort of like the large bodies and fat bandits from before. Anyway, to go further in the level, you're supposed to walk down that hallway there. But there's an extra thing if you change the switch so that you go up one floor. There's this dead end up here, just one floor above the door right out of the library. Use gravity. Not the library, I mean the jigsaw puzzle door. So use gravity on this platform here, and you can get Orichalcum. Amazing stuff. And actually, I think I'm right about this. Throughout Hollow Bastion, there are these metal-looking pipes that I think are actually made out of orichalcum. Because orichalcum is supposed to be some kind of fictional material, I guess, used for construction or for making weapons. Just some kind of material for making stuff with. And obviously it's pretty rare if we have to find it in select treasure chests, so the fact that there are giant pipes made out of orichalcum here must mean this place is pretty damn expensive. Oh yeah, and when you're fighting these wyverns, feel free to jump and combo them, but not when they're over the edge, because you might jump off the edge, and if you fall down there, you're gonna appear right where it was back when we were with the beast. It was where we were right outside the scene where Beast Ombre appeared. It'll drop you back down there. And it's kind of a pain to just keep going around and around Hollow Bastion because you fall during this part. So just be careful about how you fight the wyverns. Feel free to hit them with thunder or fire if they get too far away. Gravity is also something I've been using more, as you've been seeing. So keep that in mind. Gravity is good to take out a large chunk of enemy HP, but it's not great for finishing them off. After that, you might want to hit them with a weaker, smaller spell. And more Dalmatians even now. Forgot you can find them at Hollow Bastion. But we're going to be doing more of this world next episode. Get further through Hollow Bastion. See you then.